Hi and hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Erin Taves and I am the crochet designer behind Juniper and Oaks. I create lovely textured crochet patterns, mostly home decor items, and I usually like to crochet them along with my crochet community over on Facebook. Please, before we get started, subscribe to my channel down below and hit the bell so you're notified anytime I release a new stitch tutorial, pattern walkthrough, or any other yarn related content. And please comment where you're joining me from in the world, whether that's what country you're from, or if you found my video just by stumbling upon it, or you're joining from Michelle's blog hop, just whatever, let me know. I would love to get to know you a little bit more. Okay, today I will be doing a video tutorial on how to do this simple moss stitch washcloth. This is a washcloth that is made using the moss stitch, and it's made using 100% cotton. I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. It is, like I said, 100% cotton. It's a number 4 medium weight worsted weight yarn. And this is just so soft and lovely. I think it works up great for these washcloths. Here's a sample that I already had made up, and I will walk you through how to do it. And I'll be using this lovely purple color. This is called French Lilac. So beautiful. If you're interested, this white color is Ivory. You need approximately 65 yards of this cotton yarn, and then I used a G+ hook. You could use an H hook, which is a 5mm. This G+ is a 4.5. I tend to crochet kind of tight, so you might just want to use the size H in order to get my size here. The washcloth that I got is a 8x8. My testers who tested got about 8.5 by 8.5. So there's that for you. It doesn't really matter the size that you get. It's just a washcloth after all, and sometimes people like the bigger the better. In order to make your washcloth bigger or smaller, you can change hook sizes like we talked about, but you just simply have to chain an even number of stitches and then work the pattern as written. So if you want it smaller, just work less stitches as long as it's even, or if you want it bigger, just chain more stitches as long as it's an even number. And then if you want more or less rows to make your washcloth longer or shorter, you can do that as well. Okay. The link for the written instructions for this pattern are down below. This pattern is free on my blog, so I have included that link down below, so go ahead and click that so that you can follow along with the written instructions as well. This pattern is featured in a washcloth blog hop by Two Brothers Blankets. So this pattern is featured in there. You can go ahead and check that out by clicking the link down below. There is a bundle, so if you want to buy a whole bunch of washcloth patterns, you can go ahead and buy that bundle and get your hands on that pattern bundle. That'll be lovely. Okay, so without much further ado, let's get started. So in order to work up this washcloth pattern, I'm going to make a slip knot, and then chain 36. Again, you can chain more or less in order to make your washcloth larger or smaller. 1, 2, 3. 35, 36. Okay, we chain 36, and then that is our foundation row. So for row 1, now we're going to turn and we're going to work back this way, and we're going to single crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, work a single crochet in that chain. 4th chain from the hook. We're using US terms here. So in US terms, we're doing a single crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Now, if you know anything about the moss stitch, this is the simple moss washcloth. So the moss stitch is worked a single crochet in a chain 1, and single crochet in the chain 1, and that is what we're going to be doing for this pattern. So we made our single crochet. I'm going to chain 1, we skip the next chain, and then single crochet in the chain after that. And then we're going to repeat that. So single crochet, skip the next chain, and single crochet in the chain after that. Chain 1, skip a chain, single crochet in the next. And we will be doing that all the way down to the end. Chain 1, skip, single crochet. I know there's lots of different methods like single crochet in that back bump instead of in this top loop of the chain. This tutorial, I'm just simply single crocheting here in that top loop. Okay, then in the last chain, your single crochet. So that is the end of round 1. This is what we have here. Now we're ready for round 2. In round 2, we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. And here now we get into the moss stitch, definitely. So for the moss stitch, we work our single crochets into the chain 1 space we made. So here's our first chain 1 space. We work our single crochet. And then, like before, we chain 1 after. We're going to skip the single crochet from down below and work the next single crochet in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1. Skip over that single crochet, and then that chain space, work a single crochet. Chain 1, and then single crochet in the chain 1 space. And you're going to work that all the way down around the row. And then in this turning chain here, that is our chain space. We work our single crochet. Last single crochet of round 3. Or round 2, I'm sorry. Now we're ready to start round 3. And we chain 2 once again and turn. And we are working for, we're going to be working rows 3 to 32 in the exact same way. We chain 2 and we turned, and now in every chain 1 space we work a single crochet, then we chain 1 and work a single crochet in the next chain 1 space, skipping over the single crochet. And we work this for the whole washcloth. We work 32 rows, and then we will work up a border. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will reply to it when I see it. It's also a great idea to put your questions in the Juniper and Oaks Facebook community. That is linked down below. And this is just my crochet community, and people answer each other's questions there. A total of 32 rows. So I will meet you when the body of the washcloth is done, and then I'll walk you through how to do the border. Let me pop in here quickly to talk to you about the stripe version, in case you want to do that instead of the solid version. So in order to make the stripe version that I have, work 2 rows of your pattern in your color A, and then row 3 and 4 will be worked in the stripe. So at the end of your, and then do that for 2 rows, and switch back to color A for 2 rows, and switch to color B for 2 rows, and switch to color A for 2 rows, and on and on and on. So I'm just going to show you how I switch at the end of my second row when I'm wanting to switch to the next color. So I've just finished a color A row, and I'm ready to switch to my purple, my color B here. So at the end of the round, I add my yarn. I don't finish this last stitch, so instead I take my yarn over and pull through for that last single crochet. Then I kind of pull my stitches tight. I'm not going to fasten off this color A here. I'm just going to leave that. You'll notice that these are fastened off, but that's because you just saw me cut it so that I could use that end of the yarn to make up my washcloth. So I'm just going to leave this white attached, and after I do my row and come back, I'm going to do 2 rows with this purple. Then I'm going to pick this color up, and that way I don't have all these little ends to weave in. You'll notice I do have these ends because I did fasten off for the sake of the tutorial, but c'est la vie. Okay, so now I have my color B on, and I'm going to chain 1, chain 2, and I'm going to turn, and I'm just going to work it up exactly how I have been before, where we chain 1, and then in that chain 1 space we work a single crochet. Chain 1, skip over the single crochet, and we'll single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So that's how we make these stripes. I will show you how I drop and pick the color back up. So just hold on tight. Okay, YouTube magic, because I am ready here for my last stitch. I am going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull through. Before I finish that last stitch, I'm going to drop my yarn and then pick up my color A and pull through those last stitches. I want to pull my yarn tight, not too tight, and then continue on by chaining 2, turning, and working up the pattern. Moss stitch. I hope that helps, and I hope it gives you some inspiration on how to make this striped version. And feel free to mess with the rows a little bit and make it however stripey you want to make it. If you want to change it so you're not doing every 2 rows, but maybe every 4, or you can do every other, but there'll just be more ends to weave in, and it won't be as easy. So then when we do the border, we'll just work over how the yarn goes up like that. It looks kind of messy on that side, where it's a little bit more even on this side, but we'll work the border over those and it won't look so messy. Okay, so I will meet you on the top of my moss stitch tutorial for this washcloth. So I'll see you when it's time to do the border. Okay, so I have finished working up the body of my crochet pattern, of my washcloth pattern. One thing to note is that when you, this pattern calls for 32 rows, but if you fold your washcloth in half and you get a nice square, then you can stop crocheting, or maybe you need to add some more rows. You just want a nice square. You can now work the border. There's just one round in the border, and we're going to be working the moss stitch around. So with color A, really just with the color we've been using, if you want to do the stripe, you can pick what color you want for the border, but we're going to work round one. It's only one round. We're going to work the moss stitch around. So in each corner, we're going to work a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, and down the side, we're going to do one single crochet, chain one, skip a row, single crochet, chain one, skip a row, and that's how it works along the side. So what I did before is I had there's a single crochet in this corner. So I'm just going to chain one and then start the single crochet down the side. So single crochet right there. Next I'm going to chain one and we'll skip this row, that stitch, and then single crochet right here into this row, single crochet, skip that one, and I'm going to go right here, single crochet, chain one, I'm going to skip here, work this single crochet right here, chain one, skip, single crochet, chain one, skip that one, and we're just going to work that down the round. Then when you get to the corner, you single crochet, chain one, and single crochet, chain one. Okay, once you get to the bottom of your work, then you're going to work the moss stitch across the bottom, where you do your chain one, and then you're going to work a single crochet. Instead of working in the chain one space right here, what I'm going to do is work in that single crochet just along the bottom. So I think that helps not make the gaps between the stitches so prominent. Instead of going here in between the chain, I'm going to go right here in that same space where we work the single crochet stitches in round two. that's just a little tip for the video. It's kind of hard to explain that in the pattern, and it doesn't really terribly matter too much, but this is just how I like to do it when working the border all the way around. And once again, when you reach your corner, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to work up the sides. We single crochet into a stitch, skip a row, go into the next row, single crochet, chain 1, skip a row, single crochet, chain 1, skip, all the way up to the top. Here's our last corner. We do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and then work the moss stitch just as normal across the top. And we'll be all finished. See how in the chain 1 space is where I'm working my single crochet. Here we are at the corner, and I'm just going to slip stitch to that first stitch to join. And when you're all finished, you can fasten off and weave in those ends, and you will be all done. You can be ready to scrub up your dishes. You know, you can actually use your crocheted washcloths. They're not just for pretty decoration. You can actually use them, and I do. My sister does, so I just might have to gift her this set. She would love it. I really hope that you love this tutorial. I hope that you make up a set, give them as a gift, or keep them for yourself. You can make the solid colored, or you can make the stripes. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Tag me on social media when you share your washcloths, and pass this pattern on to someone who you know would like to know the moss stitch and could use some crocheted washcloth crochet patterns. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking subscribe down below, and click the little bell so you're notified whenever I come up with new tutorials, new yarn related content. I would love to hear from you, so please reply to this video and tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been crocheting, and what yarn did you use to work up your washcloth? Okay guys, until next time, see ya!